Keep it up.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You join us back on SLR for Tier 1, excuse me, the creme de la creme of SLR. And this week, we are at the ice rink in the desert, as it was interestingly put in Discord. It's Vegas, and covering the action will be myself, of course, Tipsy Bob, and the wonderful Mr. Ocean Chief.
Yep, we're going to Vegas, baby. It's time to get married by Elvis in a chapel somewhere, under the influence of booze and God knows what else. But before we get to that, let's have a look at the standings for Tier 1. We're in round 4. McKender is P2 with 45, 1 point behind our championship leader right now. Desi, 46 points. Tunari is 35 points. Danny, 27. Justin tied with 27 points. And Tino just a little bit behind there with 25 points. And looking at constructors, Mercedes, 69 points. Very sexy. And Red Bull, 60 points. Ferrari, 51. So, yeah, round 4. But we're already starting to see, it looks like a finished takeover though in Tier 1, it has to be said, but I'll switch over to the race now and we can have our first look at this new track, first time for Tier 1 this week. But we have had a few races already this week at Las Vegas, Tier 2 and Tier 3. I don't know if you saw those, Bob.
I did indeed, and my goodness, although I haven't been in Vegas this track, and by the view of what I see of it, I'm not that impressed. But my goodness, the action that has been thrown up this week has been fantastic. Multiple safety cars. I know some people don't like to see them, but still it does cause a little bit of drama. I mean, I don't know what to expect today, Chief, in terms of, that element of it, because we expect, Tier 1 to be held to the highest level, but anything can happen. Who knows? Maybe even a drain cover might come off.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. But we did see some shenanigans in Tier 2. The safety car decided to stay one extra lap, even though it did say safety car in this lap, which threw everybody off. But yeah, I'm expecting high drama here in Las Vegas. New track, and generally speaking, most drivers don't tend to like driving this one. As you said, alluded to in the intro, it is very slippy out there. Just quickly mentioning chat, we've got Lepson in chat, so hello to him. And Boosted Mess joins us with a prediction of 3 safety cars, 1 VSC, 4 DNF, and a partridge and a pear tree.
Yeah, Lepson here. Interesting comment from Lepson. Yes, I would agree that there are some very, I have to be careful now, there are some very talented drivers today. So there you go. Haven't said nothing wrong today. But what I wanted to say about the leaderboard, Chief, it's it's sad that the Tunari, we wouldn't say takeover, but the Tunari, what would you say, the Tunari streak? There we go. Forgotten words. Has ended. Desi has ended his streak because it was quite a welcome surprise to see Tunari leading the Tier 1. Of course, he used to be a Tier 2 driver, moved up. But alas, as we say, there's so many potential champions here, and of course current champions. This leaderboard will certainly change, Chief. And also on that, there has been quite a lot of argy-bargy, you may say, over the last few races. That's thrown up a lot of interesting debate, let's say. But notably, I would like to note, just looking down the grid here, we don't have Tino this week.
Yeah, that is true. He did say last week he's going to miss 2 races, so this must have been one of them. But I think, judging by the drivers' comments on this track, maybe that's not a bad thing for him. I'm on board with Kay Lawrence right now. We know this is a kind of home track for him. He is from the USA, maybe the wrong side of the country for this one, but we're looking at his car now, the Red Bull, as he navigates the twisty parts of this track now onto a straight. I don't know any of the corner names. I don't even know if they have corner names, but you can see in the backdrop there. Oh, and he goes deep. He goes very deep there. That has ruined his lap time. And we did see a lot of that. You know, after the straight, obviously you have a bit of DRS, maybe a bit of ERS, a bit of slipstream, and it's very easy to overcook it. But currently on this longest straight off the track, and you will see this is a DRS straight, so we're going to see a lot of overtakes here. And there's a very sharp left-hander coming up. You have to cut the curb a little bit, and a little bit of a twisty one onto another straight, and all the way down to turn 1 then. One feature here you'll see as Samaria goes through what is technically the last corner of the track. We may see some drivers who qualified the back actually starting. That'll be their starting position, was like essentially the last corner of the track, as Kay Lawrence has a 133.4, but Justin Aerts is on it with a 131.8. That is the fastest time we've had on the board so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chief, that's, you know, a really, really strong opening lap or you know, benchmark set down for Justin, and he got that in nice and early. I'm sure that he will definitely want to be up there near the front row today. He wants to get a real good race in as Tugay puts in a pole, just sneaks in front of Justin as these times are coming in. But I noticed that Chief Eagle Ghost has retired already. I think he actually crashed, and I do believe I know the reason why he crashed. The reason why he crashed is because Lepson is crew chiefing him.
Yeah, that would explain it. Yeah, say no more. Say no more.
I'm only fooling there, Leps, of course.
Janab with 32 flat, essentially, P4, Tenari P5, so a lot of times coming in. A few guys have yet to set a time. Eagle Goose will not get to do so as he is out of the session without a time on the board. Let's see if we got anyone out of track. I think Flair might be the only guy on a time lap right now.
Booston says that because he raced on it yesterday, or not yesterday, you know, on Tier 3, he says to himself that one of the things he struggled the most on was spotting the break point. Ooh, as Justin gets a bit squiggly going into the pits. Yeah, spotting the break points. I think the nature of this track, Chief, is there's not really, everything just kind of just looks samey. Everything kind of looks the same from, again, not from a driving perspective because I haven't driven this track, but just from what I see on the onboards, it really does seem to be quite difficult to distinguish between each corner. In a way, each corner in most tracks, have almost got a character to them. They've got their own. This is going to sound ridiculous, but they've got kind of got their own personality. There's a certain way you have to approach them. So every corner is different, and when you know the map or the whole layout, then you can build the story off the track. I think Las Vegas, it's really hard to have any plot to it at all because it's like everything's just the same.
Yeah, it very much whenever I was driving, it reminded me a lot of Jeddah and even Miami to a certain extent, and a bit like Monaco. If Monaco, it's kind of like street circuit, obviously, but as if Monaco is being kind of expanded, like just made even bigger. But yeah, I have some stats. We'll have one stat actually. It's 6.2 is the length of this lap, this racetrack. So quite a big, long lap for the guys, and I think that's mostly taken up with that large, long straight, where you see such sights as Caesar Palace and the Bellagio Fountain. I probably said that wrong, but
I see just Fox. Sorry, go ahead, Chief.
I was just gonna say the sphere. We'll have to watch out for the sphere. It's somewhere out there. It's a giant ball. Slightly akin to the balls on the falls. Tipsy.
That's a good way of alienating like most of the people that watch this, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, look it up, guys.
there is indeed the balls and the falls, the testes and the westies. But no, I was just saying that Fox done a lap when he's just about to complete sector 1. and it's a 45 seconds. I don't know if that's good or not, but I'm going to roll on board with him anyway, Chief, because he's the only guy that currently on track I can see that's on a proper hot lap. And he got a little bit, slidey, surprise on an ice rink, but he got a little bit slidey on turn 1, but he's doing a really good job here. It's don't know how fast it's going to be, but it's certainly tidy so far. As it goes down sector 2, 1 minute 11.3.
Yeah, and you can hear that. You can hear the engine over revving there as it hits the top end of the limiter. Yeah, and that's probably going to put the engine under some wear and tear, but I don't think that's really factored into these virtual races. It's probably more real F1, but yeah, Fox coming across the line here. What's he going to do? 33.5? Enough for P9 right now?
Yeah, one thing too, I think it might be an issue would be tire temperatures. I would guess, just by watching this, tire temperatures would possibly be an issue, keeping them warm, which is maybe why people find it so slippy. Because, I mean, it's hard to warm up a tire on a straight, like, really. if you're just going down a big long straight road, I mean, you're effectively cooling almost the tires. So you would imagine that these big straights are actually having a negative effect on your grip. So I don't know if that's an issue.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, and I mean, it's more so with the real F1, but I think in this game as well. Yeah, your tires are definitely cooled down massively on those straights, especially that big long straight. So, and then you've got that heavy braking zone at the end with a wee twisty part. So you do need a bit of grip as you go through that tight left-hander at the end of that long straight. So that's something we'll watch out for. But yeah, you know, from tier 2 and tier 3, like this long straight, if you're behind someone by 7/10, you're probably going to be ahead of them by the end of the straight. It's that long.
Yeah. And just reading the chat right enough, I actually didn't see this. Lepson had already said, yeah, that your tires cool down on the straight. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the real Formula One season or race kicks off at the weekend. But just knowing what we know of Formula One, I don't think this track really lends itself to the technical and the mechanical side of Formula One, because as you said, like, you're going down the big long straight to turn 1, which is a heavy brake point. Your tires will be pretty much cooling, and then just when you get to the end of it, you need lots of grip. So it's really counterintuitive kind of track.
Yep. And Tenari there, yeah, he's just kind of like making the point for you as he slid into the wall at the end of a straight.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. As I say, the tires are just. I could be talking through my back end here, but you know, it does make sense if you're going down these big long straights. Your tire temperatures are dropping, and then just when you need them in the twisty brake points, you've no grip. You start getting twitchy, increasing your wear. But Justin's on a lap here, Chief. He's about to finish sector 1. He's got a yellow in front of him, and he is up very, 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 very marginally. And he has a who's this? He's coming up approach. Doesn't make any sense at all. Who's this? He's approaching. There's a car in front, and it's not giving me that driver's name for some reason. Why can I not see the driver's name? Hey?
Yeah, it's an AlphaTauri, I think.
Oh my God.
Oh my word, that was interesting. Yeah, I think Justin was trying to maximize the DRS there, or the slipstream, sorry, but almost caught him off guard there. Justin about to get on to the sector 3, the last part of sector 3 here. Did he hit the wall there, Bob?
No, it was like as tight as a nun's
daughter.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Here we go. Boom, and he doesn't get, he improves. But actually, do you know what? I was going to say not by much. That's not true. Look how close the top 2 are. Sorry, second and third are, and even 2K from pole.
Yeah, starting to get tight at the top. Icewind as well put in a good lap there. It was 32.3. Some drivers out on track at the minute, just trying to find. There's Joel going into the pits. He's currently got a 134 on the board. Ryad in the pit still. No time on the board. Danico as well. He's out on track at the minute. He hasn't got a time on. And we see this from him before. He kind of leaves it to the last minute. I think last week he put himself in P2 on his final run. But yeah.
But of course, Dan was potentially going to win the race last week because he was on like 2-lap or 3-lap old mediums under safety car. Everyone in front of him were on old softs, I think, or I think they were on softs and they would have had to pit again. He would have potentially won the race. And then there was the old safety car shenanigans. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But just quickly here, Chief, the same boosted says that another point that Joel made is that whenever you're driving, it's entirely possible to concede position at the start of the main straight and then get it back again before the end of it, because you can just drop into their slipstream and then get it back again. So there will be not only DRS games but slipstream games going on today, especially here with these guys.
Yep, so we got Danny Coe making his way for the last corner of the track to go on to his quali lap, and I would love to talk you through this, but I don't know the track well enough to do so. But we'll have a look in the background as well, just keep an eye out for some of there's a sphere up to the right hand part of the track. But yeah, there's so many straights on this track. I mean, it kind of suits me, I guess. You know, as a smoker, I could light up a cigarette on each straight. Should I need to? Do not smoke though, kids. I do not. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Danny just feathering the throttle there, just having to dance around on the throttle a little bit just to keep the momentum going but not lose the back end. And purple sector for him, his fastest sector so far. And we've got another left-hander coming up here. It's all about picking your braking spot. I think I was watching esports journal up here that last corner. I think the esports guys tend to cut that corner a lot, but this full commitment. Danny Coe just choosing to play it safe for now, and we're on this long straight past past Caesar Palace and a few other iconic Las Vegas landmarks, and through this final twisty part onto the last straight of the racetrack and down to the final
X-Wing, Chief, sorry. Oh no.
Where's that? Oh, he's went off into the runoff area and hasn't been able to turn around in time, so he's disqualified for the session. We'll start last. Danny Coe across the line, 131.7. Puts him in P5 for now. I wonder, I'm trying to see what we've got. 2:52 left on the track clock. I don't think he's going to get back in time to do another run.
No, don't think so. Oh, it's going to be tight. Like, he's going to have to really, like, literally floor. As Mac, the Super Mac, the reigning multiple world champion here in the Tier 1, comes out to play, let's say. He's here and he's ready to play, and he's currently takes pole off a Desi, but not by much. Man, this is such a tight top four we've got so far, and I'm sure there's a couple of other guys out ready to play, as Tugay is also out hunting for this pole. Chief, we've got we've got second, third, fourth, and fifth all on their out laps, so something's going to go down in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think Justin's going to be the first guy, I think, of these top guys, correct me if I'm wrong, to start his lap, so we'll stay with him for now. But yeah, it's going to be very tight at the top. But I have to say, judging by McKender's performance in the Tier 2 race, where he did start from, he didn't put a quali lap in, so he started last. He finished first. Yeah, incredible.
So here we go. Who is starting ahead? No, actually, Lawrence, Chief, will be. Lawrence is actually the one of the guys to start ahead of this group. So we've got Lawrence, and then we've got Justin, and then Tugay in that order, which is convenient.
Yeah, well, you can never count out this guy, K. Lawrence. Definitely able to win races, and this is a home track for him, so I wonder if that gives him a little slight advantage with the crowd cheering him on. Well,
we're going to find out. Well, I suppose we'll just run in order then, Chief, with Lawrence, because once he crosses the line, then we'll see the rest of them pop the line, and we'll see if they can beat him. So Akender retires. He's done enough. Not much more he can do now. That's Cody. Then runs. I don't know if you're supposed to run that date, but maybe you are. What do I know? But so Danny did a purple first sector, and it was what, 44 seconds, 44 point something. I think it was 44, a low 44. So that's our benchmark for sector 1. I don't remember some benchmark, but alas, it was like a 111, I think, or something like that, 110, something like that. So just navigating this twisty little section, and we will be coming to the end of sector 1 here with Lawrence. And we'll see if it's a 44 or better. 2, 3, Well, it's a really good sector. It's a 44 dead. Not the fastest though. I think that's Super Mac. He's got it all.
Oh, he's went deep.
Really deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him done. I'm going to switch down to Justin. Justin is holy. I was going to say a bad word. He's up 2/10.
Yeah, he only needs 1/10 to take pole, but he does have other drivers out there capable of taking bettering pole. So Justin is on it at the minute, but let's have a look at Adesi. Adesi in Sector 2 as well. Can't see his sector time, so we'll stay with Justin. Looked like Justin went deep there, almost missing the wall just about. I wonder if that's going to cost him all the way down. I mean, if he got a bad exit, it will cost him a lot of time as he runs down the long straight here into Sector 3, and DRS is activated around about here. You see the line on the map.
Cody hits back there, Chief. And forgive me, that wasn't 2/10. It was a mistake. He was up almost a 10th.
Oh, yeah, well, 10th's all he needs. And he does hit the wall, so that's it over for him, I imagine, as he runs down the line. Adesi is on it. He's still on it. We're not sure about Adesi's sector times here, but Justin crossing the line. He actually comes into the pits. Adesi stays out, is going to complete the lap, and it's pole for Adesi. 31.416, 2/10 clear of P2. Is there anyone else out there on a lap?
Junaman is up, according to what I just seen there. He's up quite a good bit too. He's up. This actually might have put him in the top 3 if he does it. There we go!
Nicely
there
done.
We go.
He's back. The man is back. The round 1 race winner has put it on the front row of the grid. Very well done for him. And I think John D there crosses the line as well. Goes P9 with that. And that's our grid, ladies and gents.
Yeah, that was I was just switched over to Tunaman at the last minute, and I seen he was up a good just over 4/10, and he was down by 5/10. So yeah, I knew that was going to be a great lap. But look at that, Chief. Finished lockout in the top 3. Multiple world champion, currently in P3. The current championship leader is Adesi in P1, and the guy that knocked off that top spot in P2. We've got a race in our hands, Chief.
Yeah, it's going to get spicy at Vegas tonight. We've got the 2 reserves, P15, P16. No time on the board, so Iceland will make up the back of the grid then, as he did get disqualified that session, which is unfortunate for him. But I imagine, as we mentioned before, safety cars are a thing in Vegas. We had 5 yesterday, I believe, and I think about 4 in Tier 3. So it is Tier 1. They do tend to have less safety cars than the rest of the tiers, but I reckon at least 1. Although Boosted has said, what did he say again? 3? 3 safety car, 1 VSC, 4 DNF is my prediction. There you go.
Well, looking down the grid, there are a few drivers that you would probably say they have a possibility of causing a safety car. Joel, for that matter, because Joel has often fallen victim to some of these tracks. Believe it or not, Mr. Icewind is not enjoying this track, from what I believe. Not many people are. It could catch him out as well. But yeah, safety car are always around the corner in tracks like this. The thing is, this kind of a love-hate relationship for me, Chief, with these kind of tracks, because I like the tracks that have like walls, so people can't cut corners or play silly games. And I like the fact that a mistake is punishable. That's why I like it. These big massive runoffs like they have in France. The Paul Ricard track. I like Paul Ricard. Yourself, I do well in it, but I mean, there's no real consequence for making a mistake. Like you've got like half of France to drive around to come back onto the track.
Yeah, I mean there are some runoff areas. We saw Icewind, actually where Adesi is now, just ahead of him. You see the runoff area. There's a few like that where if you go deep, you can opt to go into the runoff area, but it is going to cost you a ton of time, as you're going to have to get the car pointing the right way and get your tire temps sorted again. But yeah, I'm very much the same. I do like these tracks where if you make a mistake, it does tend to punish you.
Mm-hmm. And even there's Larson, he does say, kind of share my view that he's not sure that anyone has said they like this track, and I haven't met anyone yet. Well, actually, that's not true. Meepo said in Discord before the race that he thinks it's a goated track. Now, of course, he could be fooling around, but we'll see. Seems to me that the only person that I've seen that actually likes this track is Lewis Hamilton, but he wants to be American anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, actually, funny you should say that. Lewis Hamilton and Lepson. I heard Lepson say this track's okay. So there you go. Who
There's
knew?
something. Listen, Lepson, he's Dutch. Max is Dutch too, but he's half Belgian. So why would you like this track, Lepson? What is wrong with you?
Well, that was before the Tier 3 race. Maybe after the Tier 3 race, we know how
Yeah.
that went. He probably doesn't like it quite as much, but yeah, I mean, what's to like about the track? I don't know.
The road out of it. No, the exit.
I kind of like that, the run onto the start finish, that wee short start finish straight. That last corner, it's a full speed corner. So it's only, I don't know if it's proper corner as such, but I just like how the cars look when they come through there. That's about it.
Well, I don't know what they expect here, Chief, for this start of this race. It's also interesting that they actually have to start on the corner.
Yeah, and it's quite a short run down to turn one, but it would remind you of Jeddah turn one.
Yeah.
A lot of heavy braking, and then there is a few corners to navigate before you're onto the next straight for a breather. But here we go, Bob. We're ready for the lights out of Vegas. Let's go, baby.
The drivers have completed their formation lap. They will have hopefully dialed in their tires. Everyone's on their grids, and we're waiting for the lights to show. And there's nothing showing at all. So maybe the lights are not working. Oh, here we go. The lights are on. And nobody's on. The lights are on, and yes, boom, here we go. Desi leads the pack away at Las Vegas as they're all shooting down here to this very short run down into turn one. And already, Tuna Man is having a little attack here on Desi to try and get that P1 off him, but Desi holds on nicely. And I think everyone is pretty much holding form, although Tugay, it gets passed by Justin. I think Justin has promoted himself up to P5. Of course, Lawrence is also in this mix, and he's the only driver with the mediums on, so he will definitely be a threat to these guys early on. Further back, Jonty is passing Jenab, his teammate. So, yeah, everything pretty nice and clean here so far, Chief. There's nothing really happening. Oh, as I said, that Tilda nearly missed his break point there and collects a copy, but no such thing happening there. And yeah, Chief, I'm just watching everyone here. We've all fallen into a nice position and no incidents tier wide lap one so far, which is what we like to see.
Yep, great getaway from all the guys there. Iceland has made up a few positions already. He's already on the back of Tilda and try to get past him, but you probably want to do that before. Oh, and there's someone in the background went into that runoff area. It looks like they were able to just about escape the runoff area and get back on track without much ado. It was Fox, actually. No damage on his car that I can see, but he has dropped down the order a little bit. And see, Danny Coe has dropped down as well. He's under attack on the long straight. So he's lost a position there to Tugay. Tugay is inside. They are still fighting. And it looks like Danny Coe has got that position back. So great stuff from Danny. Full commitment into that last corner. And Tugay now dropping another position as Janab also makes his way past.
And it says here Janab's deploy used. So he must have used as much as everything he could there for the Alliance. Of course, he still got battery, but yeah, he used his lap Alliance. So a lot of fighting going on early on, Chief, to try and position themselves, but I'm really interested to see how Lawrence does on these mediums. Up and currently in P4.
Yeah, he's the top medium runner, and it looks like, is Tugay going to go for a move here? It looked like Janab defending the inside there, and that put Tugay off the move, but Tugay gets it done through the corner. And he says, thank you very much. Oh, and someone hit the wall there. I think it was Janab. Did you see that, Bob?
No, Janab, I'm on board with Janab. He seems to be alright.
Might have been Flair behind, but someone definitely clocked the wall with the side of their car, so I don't think there was any damage off that. Joel hanging out there in P11, so good to see from him. Copy, who did well last week, P4 for him. Down in P12 on these hards.
Yeah, I'm just watching Flair here. He's really getting close to the back end of Janab here. Of course, he is on medium, so he will have a good bit of early on grip for the first few laps. And he's deploying quite a lot of battery. I would say this track is quite brutal on battery. It'll be very difficult to charge it up again. So yeah, Icewind is also 2 tenths, 3 tenths. Yeah, so everyone kind of oh, hang on a minute. Sorry, Janab is getting past Fleur. Hang on, is this correct? Is my game correct? This is looking a bit strange. Is that Tugay getting past Janab? Sorry. It's giving me different strange people not passing people who shouldn't be passing each other, Chief. So I don't know whether that's an issue on my end.
Yeah, I think. Oh, Tugay is coming under pressure from Janab. Janab going through the outside for turn one, but I think Tugay took the preferred line, which is the inside, and Janab had to back out of that one. Janab now falling down into the clutches of Flair. So yeah, lots of battling happening here. But is DRS train from P1 to P10 still? Bit of a gap from
Oh
P10
my
to
God,
P1.
Justin!
Oh dear.
Oh my God, he got completely caught out with the break point, and he had to back out of that and avoid the back end of.
Yeah, and that rejoin as well. He his car was ghosted, but yeah. Oh, and he's finding copy here as he rejoins and tries to get back up to speed. But yeah, I just missed that there, Bob. So
Yeah, so there were, Justin had a really good run on the slipstream and all behind Cody, but he just probably completely missed. Well, he did miss the break point, but he realised he missed it really early, and he instantly backed out. It looked like a dive, but it really wasn't. He just missed his break point, and he done a great job to avoid Cody. But of course, to rejoin, maybe people have questions. But he gets past Joel, so Justin out of position. Further up, Chief, we've got Jonty is passing Lawrence. I don't think Lawrence fought that too hard, and Dan the Man is now catching the back of Cody, and Cody and Dan are good friends, so that means very little though in Formula One. Although I like to kind of tease the Finnish guys, saying they all work together because it winds them up. But yeah, whenever you're on track, it's all attack. Doesn't matter who it is, you fight everyone.
The Finnish conspiracy,
Yeah.
Yeah, Kay Lawrence, he's on the medium tires, but he does seem to be struggling on it there. He did lose DRS to McKender. He dropped back about 1.4, and that put him in the clutches of Jonty. And then that long straight as Danico just glances the wall. Danico is pushing hard here on these hards.
Flair's going for attack here on Jenab, Chief, and he's got the DRS. And they're going to go side by side in this corner. Flair turns in a little early. Oh, and he just about misses the wall. And this is I'm really enjoying watching these guys in the background, Chief. Batlin, Flair, and Jenab are going at it hammer and tong, but it's very respectful, a good racing so far. And yeah, side by side, look at this, side by side all the way. This is fantastic driving, and Flair is just going to edge it there, and he does get the position, and Jenab backside had to concede. Good job, lads.
Yeah, good job from both of those guys. Too wide for a lot of tight, twisty corners. I think anyone else probably would have seen an incident there, but those guys able to do it nice and respectfully. And Flair getting a bad run out of the corner, and that's not good news for him, because this is a long straight. Go ahead.
Max going on for a move on Tunaman. Tunaman is covering the inside. Mac is now slipping past them both, and Max says, "Thank you very much. I'll show you why I'm a multiple Tier 1 champion. I'll get two people in one to take the race lead." And now it is, but he gets a big tank slapper here. He might have actually compromises. Well, he definitely did compromise his exit. Desi is looking here. I don't think he's deploying. He's not. Neither is Mac. Well, Mac is deploying a little bit. But here comes Desi. Surely he's going to have it. Nope, backs out, lifts early, and saves himself for an attack later on. But yep, we've got a proper heating up battle here, Chief, for the front three of the Finns. And also I can see Jenab and Justin are going at it, and Justin does... No, sorry, Jenab and Justin and Flair. Justin's now having an attack on Flair. He's going to slip past them with the DRS. No issue whatsoever. Jenab almost had a little look there on Flair as well, Chief. So yeah, who would have thought there would be all this action already in Las Vegas, Chief?
Yep, even at the back of the grid, Tilda and I believe that was Ryad changing positions. So yeah, battles all the way through. But I mean, this lead pack is now extended again. It's P1 to P6 on a DRS, P7, sorry, excuse me, P1 to P7 in a DRS train, and then Justin, who had that issue earlier on, trying to catch up. And I think if anyone can, it's Justin, but he has a bit of a DRS train behind him with Flair and Janab fighting him hard here for this P8 position.
Yeah, Flair's definitely, like, if he sees a chance, he'll go for it. I have actually raced with Flair a few times, and it's a good racer. Here he goes. He's going to hold for Justin. Justin doesn't fight it. He knows rightly that there's not much you can do with that. Just slip into the slipstream, and then you'll get him back eventually. Well, he will get him back regardless, because of course Flair is on the mediums. So yeah.
Bit of a change up front as well as McKenna drops on to P3. That DRS straight, that long DRS straight, it was enough for Tenari and Adesi to make that pass. So Adesi in P1, Tenari P2. And I think we're going to see this every lap. We're going to see positional changes on that long straight. as these league guys. I mean, it's very hard to create a 1 second gap by that long straight. You would have to use a lot of ERS and really drive the wheels of the car, and you don't want to dump all that ERS in. If you don't break that DRS range, obviously that will come back to haunt you, as you'll be completely defenseless. But yeah, I think all these guys are just conserving their ERS as best they can. And yeah, DRS trend P1 to P7 still.
Yeah, just watching Justin still following here behind Fleur, keeping him with the DRS. He's pretty, well, I wouldn't say, well, he's below half battery, so I'm sure he probably want to. Well, I would sit behind for a while to charge that up because you know the guy in front is going to have to pit anyway. But alas, I'm not tier 1 level, so what do I know? But they were going to just follow here. Well, I'm going to follow on board with Justin for a wee while too to see how he gets on. But in saying that, though, Super Mac is within touching distance here of Tuna Man, but of course Tunari has the DRS protecting him from Mac behind. So yeah, these guys.
Oh, safety car! What has caused that now? Riding aboard with Eagle at the back of the grid. What caused that safety car?
I'm not sure. Was that Eagle? Repson can tell us because he's crew chiefing him, but
Eagle has complete front wing intact, so I don't know about that. Fox as well.
Fox is struggling, but Fox is clipping the wall even here on this. What is that? We have no idea what's caused the safety car. Is this Bernard Maylander or whatever you call him deciding I want to come out and join the action just for the crack?
Did we lose a manhole? Is that what happened?
That's what it is.
Everybody's in the pit, so like literally everybody. So we're going to see a few guys double stack here, and that might jostle the positions a little bit. Jonty is coming out P4. It looks like Danico P5, and it looks like Kay Lawrence is one of the biggest losers as he double stacked with Tanari, and Tugay and McKender would have double stacked. I think Flair got away with it, as it does. He had a bit of a lead there, but yeah.
So I'm looking. Chief Joe is getting has just got a front wing changed. I did kind of predict that. But yeah, I think that's what happened. Jules took off his front wing probably quite dramatically and caused the safety car, I would assume, because I didn't see anyone else change the front wing. Yeah. Pretty sure I would put my money on that was probably caused by Jolie.
Yep, he's still in the race though, so there is that. As Fox as well, he's in for his was in for his second pit stop after that first lap incident. Yeah, so everybody on fresh tires. The top 7 on fresh mediums, P8, P9 on fresh hards. I think these mediums can go to the end quite easily from here. I mean, it's what, less than 20 laps. We might see a bit of drop off at the end of the run, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as Kay Lawrence and Flair both on these hards and running within the points. And then Joel will be the next hard runner. Ryad has put on sauce.
Yeah, that's guaranteeing that he's finishes last practically. But you know what? The safety car gives a second chance for Justin. Now you get back up. He's in P6. Everything's been neutralized again. Everyone's on same tires as him in front, and they're all on fresh mediums. So it's literally back to square one almost. You know, fighting on merit on track for the position. So. Let me just see. I'm actually reading the chat. Justin saying I'm not going to talk about it, so I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe that's what happened earlier on. Expect lap 17 plus for pit stops. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
That's good info and good intel there from Justin. So yeah, because we were thinking these might go to the end. So around about a late pit stop, Chief, for people.
Possibly.
So if that is the case, Chief, would that not really put Lawrence and Fleur in a good position?
Yeah, I mean, I thought mediums could go to the end, but I guess is what we're going to find out. We didn't have enough, in the tier 2, tier 3. Couldn't really tell because there was that many safety cars, and obviously everybody wanted to get on fresh tires at some point in the race, so we didn't get to see what the life expectancy of mediums tires is. Maybe there's someone. Yeah, maybe there's someone in the chat. I know Justin. He obviously knows something, but he's saying he could be wrong though. Joel is still racing, so what does that mean?
Oh, I get it because you know it means there could be another safety car.
Oh yeah. Smart man there, Justin. Yeah.
Shots fired from Justin from the cockpit of his Williams. But I think he's too far ahead. Justin, or Joel probably can't hear.
Well, what I'm looking forward to with this restart, we've got Justin now up to P6, right behind Danico, and we've seen these guys battling in many races before for the title, for race wins, for everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. McKender P2 currently, so I wonder if we're going to see a different winner from our previous races this season in Tier 1. We've had Tenari win one. And who else has won this season? McKender?
Mac has won. Tino has won.
There you go. Yep, that's it then. Tino, Mac, and Tuna Man. So, is McKender going to get his first win this time? Or...
Wait, Desi did win, yeah. Desi has won. But yeah, I'm just reading the chat here. Larson is... Not Larson, excuse me. Lepson saying that they will be really done, the tires will be like with about 5 laps, and Larson saying the same thing as well, and confirming what Justin's saying. So yeah, Chief, these medium guys, according to what the guys are saying in the chat, will not last the end at all. And on that, what you were saying about Justin has Danny in front, of course they've raced each other a lot, they know each other very well and how they race. Safety car's in the slaps, Chief, so I better shut up in a minute.
Yeah, Desi is off already. He is off, and we're up to speed as we head down to turn 1 once again. Oh, and who is that behind us? Justin has got a phenomenal start right behind Danny Koo, but Danny Koo was ready for it, and Justin slips it up the inside, making it free wide almost. And Danny Koo is having none of that, but Justin is sticking with it, and it looks like he might actually pull this off, and he does. He gets ahead of Danny Koo, and might go for the move, and John D as well. So this will be something incredible as John D is defending that inside line with all his muster. Oh
my god!
And it tapped. It looked like John D tapped the back wheel, adjusting that, upset the car, and Danny Koo has said thank you very much as he took the position back, but they're still fighting, and there's contact between the two of them. Danny Koo almost losing control of his car, but Justin taking that position. Danny Koo's car is ghosting in weird spots here as well.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Justin is on a mission here, Chief. He's determined to recover what he lost earlier on. Of course, you have to get a bit argy-bargy now whenever you come up with these guys. Not with these guys, it's so tight in terms of competition that you really need to get your elbows out. At the risk of upsetting people, but alas, you're not here to make friends, you're here to win titles.
Yeah, and Justin used a lot of ERS on that lap already, so that is going to leave him vulnerable later on as Danny Koo is looking to get him moved on here on the long straight, but I don't think he's got enough overspeed on Justin, even with that slipstream and ERS. Of course, the ERS not enabled this lap, and Justin is stretching his legs out
down
already.
Here, Chief. Dan got a bit of twitchy on the curb there and really compromised his exit. And that lets Jonty slip past. So yeah, they're hunting down Justin to see if they can keep up with him and catch him again. And of course, up ahead, Chief, no change as I would expect. These guys are quite evenly matched. Overall, I'm really impressed with Tuna. How he's gotten even better than what he he used to be. He's always been good, but I mean, he's really racking it up here. Tier 1. No assists with Mac and a Desi. This is just fantastic from Tuna Man.
Yeah, good stuff from him. I saw the Tier 2 race. He had a bit of an incident there, so probably is treating this as a bit of a redemption race, and so far it's working out for him as Justin is trying to do all he can to get back in that DRS train of the guys ahead, but he isn't doing it currently, and DRS is going to be open next lap, so he might see that lead pack slip away from him here if he can't get that under control, and he's only got 19 ERS left. So I think he's going to come under a lot of attack here from Jonty and Danny Koo and Tugay. Kay Lawrence falling out of DRS range as well, but he is on these hard tires, so he may come back into the race later on, but losing that DRS will be pretty demoralizing for him at this point of the race.
Cops and Icewind had a great battle there further back. They were going side by side, the old guns and very experienced drivers. Keep it very respectful. And Icewind took off there on Cops. So Cops, I don't know if he's struggling. He doesn't really focus this much on this season. I think he conceded that himself. Maybe next season. But DRS is enabled, Chief. And a Desi has been passed by Mac. Did I miss that?
Yeah,
Did you miss that?
yeah, I saw that on the stream there. It was on the long straight, so he didn't even need the DRS to get that done. But yeah, I think these guys are going to be working together. You know, maybe not speaking out loud, working together, but yeah, I think these guys know what they know what the plan is. They need to just keep you know, this gap to Justin, because Justin can be a big threat for the win.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, as you say, we're not necessarily saying they're working together. We do say that, well, I say that just to have a bit of fun. But they know wheel, let's say. They know wheel, and they know that one of these three are probably going to win this race. And so they're all playing the same game, effectively, same within DRS, saving your battery, swatching positions, not fighting it too much, because they know this is going to go to the end, and one of them is going to do it. It's all about who positions them best at the right time. And as you said, Chief, they do need to keep mindful, because they have an absolute charging Williams further back, determined to recover. And Jonty's having a look here on Justin. Here he goes. So Jonty, as soon as I say that, Jonty gets past Justin. Justin didn't fight it too much. Justin is out of battery. He deployed everything to catch these front four. That is really going to hamper him, because the guys all ahead of him have about 40%. Jonty 20. So yeah. Dan the Man is also behind. He's got more battery than anyone here. So Dan is also a threat. So yes, this is going right to the end. This battle for all across the grid as Dan the Man sends it on Justin. A little bit of a tap. Reasonable. Dan getting a wee bit twitchy here on the exit. And Justin trying to slip back into the slipstream. And yeah, DRS activated. Man, this is going to go right to the end until something else happens, or until the pits happen.
Yeah, and look at that gap from P3 to P4. It's now down to 1.3, so these guys are capable of joining that lead pack, but they can't afford to fight too much. They kind of want to be working together themselves a little bit here, and see something's happening at the back of the grid. It looks like Joel and Ryad.
Joel's off. Joel's off.
Oh, Joel's off. Okay. So he's went into the runoff area. No safety car, I don't think. He hasn't any damage. So he will try to get back on track and up to speed as quickly as possible, but going up front once again, Adesi, Tenari, McKender all running quite close. Oh, and Jonty behind. Looked like he got a very bad exit out of that last corner. He's going to come under a lot of pressure, I think, now from Danny Co and Justin and Co from behind.
Yeah, Justin does, of course. He doesn't have much battery at all worth speaking of, but he's still within DRS, I believe, so he'll be able to just slip up onto the back end here of Jonty, not needing to use any battery. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, a new leader. Tenari takes the lead from Adesi. The gap from P3 to P4 is remaining around about 1.2, 1.3. Actually down to 1.1 now. Danico is using a ERS here a little bit. He must have got a really good exit at the last corner, because he's tantalizingly close to DRS range. In fact, he is within DRS range as it stands. So Danico is back in for a chance of the win of this race, and we've got a DRS train effectively from P1 to P7 as it was before the safety car.
Just watching also here on board with Icewind, he's got so much more grip on these mediums over his compatriot fellow countryman Blur, and he's got the DRS. He's not deploying, and most people would probably have attempted to be send on it there, but Icewind's not. Failing with the distractor. Joel's off. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Eagle Goose is off. He's had an off somewhere. He's at the side of the road there, getting up to speed once again. Don't see any damage on the car, but yeah, Joel and Eagle Goose not having a good time out there.
Yeah, well, I see, Lapson's crew chafing Eagle.
The curse, yeah.
What do you expect? But yeah, so really the closest battle on track at the moment, Chief, really is this front three. As a Desi, we're going to get a new leader. Desi slips past Tuna Man. Mac is maybe going to have a run here. No, I don't think it's going to be enough. Or is it actually? No, not at this time. But yeah, these guys are... Oh, Tuna Man! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, and he held on nicely. That's going to drop him now back. That Dan the Man now gets catapulted up to P3. Tuna Man, you did mention that, Chief, that Tuna Man had an issue, and he did indeed here on that curb. So it's really having an effect. As it's so hard to call this, Chief, because there's so much happening.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got a lead pack here of P1 to P7, so 7 drivers in with a shout of the win. And we can't count out K Lawrence as well. He is 4 seconds behind this lead pack, but he's on hard, so... Oh, and there is some movement going on behind there. Who is that? That is the Tugay is going up the inside of Justin, and he gets that move done. It looks like Justin fighting back. They are side by side. Justin has the inside line here for the next left-hander. That might be crucial. As Tugay tries to get a switch back, but taps the back wheel of Justin, unsettling Justin's car, and again keeps his nose in there. That was quite dangerous. Almost took out Justin, but Justin gets away with it. P6 for Justin, P7 for Tugay. No change there.
Yeah, we had a brief yellow there. I think that was Fox. I think he had a wee bit of an issue. These guys are really struggling going into the later stages of this track. Also mentioned we're getting near that pit stop range that Justin did mention. Oh my goodness, Fleur hits the wall. A big smack off the wall. If that was real Formula One, that would have been his suspension gone for sure. But yeah, I'm surprised Riyadh's still out on these softs. But yeah, our gamer in chat saying the DRS is worth 6/10 around Las Vegas, which is humongous.
Yeah, and I think with ERS as well and a bit of Slipstream, it could be even more than that. As Tenari down to P4, Danico up to P3, 2/10 behind the P2 spot, and not too far from P1 as well. So he has done well to hang in there after that safety car restart.
Yeah, the Danman's looking really feisty here. He's again determined to win this title. I know he told me personally that he's really focused on getting this, and you seen the emotion last week whenever he had that incident with the safety car. He wants this. He wants this title, and he wants as many race wins as he can get. But he has stiff competition with these guys. Every single one of them are championship material in their own right. So it's not going to be easy. But Chief, we're going into lap 15 now. And the guys in chat, as well as Justin says, round about lap 17 is where you're thinking about the pit stop. So let's see, Chief, who pulls the trigger first.
Well, funny you should say that. Icewind did pull into the pits there, but he 7-lap-old mediums. I don't think it made much sense. He didn't get a front wing change, so I don't know why he did that. Maybe he's just having a bit of fun out there today. But yeah,
Danaman, sorry Chief, it just cut across. Danaman really slid there. It almost looked like he got hit from the rear, but Tunaman was not near him. So these mediums are indeed starting to fall off for some of these guys.
Yep, Adesi now takes the lead once again. So it's like I say, every lap I think we're going to see a switch for position here, and Danico is just biding his time. I think at this point of the race, Tenari keeping it in there. Jonty is right on the back of Tenari though, so Tenari is coming under some pressure. But I tell you what, Tenari and Jonty are very low on ERS, so they've had to use a lot of that to stay up here and remain in these positions.
Yeah, that's always a good benchmark to judge a driver in terms of their outright raw pace, in terms of how much battery they need to use to stay within, with everyone. I mean, I know Junari has got a lot of pace in him, but I think over a race distance, Dan Mack and Adesi probably have a wee bit of legs on him,
Oh, and Jonty went deep there, and that allowed Tugay to get past him, and there was a bit of contact, I think, on the exit as well, but Tugay up to P5, Jonty down to P6, and Icewind as well is, I think he's battling Joel at this point. Icewind in the pits again for a front wing change this time, so he is... he's having his own race out there today.
Yeah, Larson with a wee question mark face, no DNF yet, which I'm not surprised, it's tier 1. And Lepson predicting a safety car on lap 19.
Yeah, Boosted Mess as well. It's just cursed the whole race by saying, I'm actually really impressed with how clean this race has been. It's going to kick off now, Bob. Oh, as Danico does take the lead of the race for the first time, using all that Slipstream and ERS, DRS, takes the lead and leads the race coming out of the final, or the penultimate corner, should I say. As Danico is in the pits. He pits from the lead.
And Adesi is probably going to get a run on Mac, but yeah, as Justin did say, around about lap 17-ish, and bang on lap 17, Danman is in the pits, as well as Tugay. A couple of guys are coming in. And And just on that, what Boosted was saying, it's exactly the reason why I love racing in Tier 1. You prefer racing in Tier 1. It's just, I'm just not quick enough.
Our gamer as well, pointing out 2K must undercut so he doesn't double stack with McKenna. So good call from our gamer there. Yeah, so I'm surprised that Justin missed out on that undercut. Maybe he's happy enough to stay out for now and just hold on to this DRS train. Currently, he is the last guy in this lead pack of DRS train, but it's going to be interesting to see where these guys come out, if they actually pit, and where they come out when they do. But look at Kay Lawrence, he's 6 seconds off the lead pack, but he's on these hard tires, which I imagine will go to the end.
Yeah, that's what I said at the safety car restart, that Lawrence was on a good position here on these hards, whenever guys were saying that all the medium guys are going to have to pit anyway. So that'll promote Lawrence. The only thing is, Chief, he will be obviously under threat with fast guys on fresh tires.
Yep, Desi taking the lead again. But yeah, we're going to keep an eye on Kay Lawrence because, yeah, I know in previous races, like, he is a pro strategist. He always seems to just know exactly what to do, and we'll see if it works out for him today on those hard tires.
The thing is, well, these guys on mediums, will they? I would imagine they'll pit for. Where's our?
Yeah, this is it. The response to the Danico and 2K pitting is all 5 of the top guys pitting, pulling into the pits. Kay Lawrence will now lead this race, so we've got a new race leader. We're going to see what kind of gap he has. Currently it's 2.5 to Janab, who hasn't pitted yet. Copy staying out as well. Flair staying out as well. He's now P4. Danny Coe is leading this race, and look at the gap Danny Coe has over McKender. That undercut paid off big time. He's almost got 2-second gap now to McKender. That could be crucial for the race win today.
I'm just wondering, Chief. I was going to say, are they going to put on soft? Because you would imagine that would make sense if they lasted around about 9 laps. The softs would have got them to the end nicely. Sure, would that not have made more sense?
Jonty agrees with you. Yeah, he's went in, put on softs, but I don't know. I had a feeling just from watching the races. I feel like, you know, once the softs fall off, like they're hard to control. So maybe people are just wanting to be a bit conservative and run these medium tires to the end of the race.
Yeah, because I remember Icewind telling me once that for this game, generally the medium is the best race tire. So yeah, that's probably the logic behind it.
Yeah. Oh, and there's Danico. It just appears from nowhere. Takes P2. He's jumped 3 positions there, I believe. Caught these guys napping, and there's a free wide happening behind as well. It looks like it's a 2 wide. So there's guys jostling for position, but Danico with these faster, fresh, medium tires is going to go into the next corner in the lead, but there is a bit of jostling still happening behind. Oh, and there is big contact between Flair and Janab is spun round into the wall. Copy is out. Actually, sorry, it was Copy got spun round and went into the wall, so that's going to be a full safety car. Yep, and we've got our first 2 DNFs off this. Did you catch that yourself, Bob?
No, I didn't, but I was caught Janab trying to come on track, and I just switched over and looked like he just drove into the wall. Whether he drove into the wall by accident trying to turn the car, or whether intentional, it would be nice to see a POV of that if possible. But yeah.
Oh my word! Oh, Bob, sorry, I just caught something. Adesi came into the pits. He's putting on a front wing, and he also had to double stack, as did 2K and McKender. So something big has happened there. Yeah, what has happened there? That is huge.
Big drama, Chief. Yeah, Matt getting a front wing as well. So it all happened very, very quickly there. But we did indeed get the safety car that people were calling for, and DNFs. Yeah, I'd like to see some of the onboards again. I'd love to see Janab's POV after the incident.
Yeah, I did catch it, but I just wasn't sure who it was happening to. But it looked like AlphaTauri got span into the wall, and then from that, a lot of guys have picked up damage then.
But I'll tell you what, Chief, that's a disaster now for Lawrence.
Yeah, that really puts him at a risk now, because look at all the fresh guys behind. Danny Cohen, 2-lap old mediums, Justin 1-lap mediums, and then 6 guys on fresh softs. So this race has been ripped wide open. Anybody could win this game, but I think Kay Lawrence is probably, he's probably just not feeling great right now in that car.
And you know who we blame for this, Chief, don't you?
Yeah, I told you, bro.
Why could you not just wait till the end of the race? He just had to mix it.
You had to ruin it, bro.
That's them Scots. You see coming over and causing up trouble.
Cursed Scots.
Lepson was off by 1 lap. He predicted lap 19. He came out of lap 18. But an inch is as good as a mile. Let's just say.
That's what she said. And
Uh-huh.
so, oh yeah, Kay Lawrence in the pit. So he has decided that that is not going to work out for him if he stays on those hards. But he, of course, is going to lose a lot of positions here. He might actually come out P8, P9 maybe. I think he might actually, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's damage limitations for him, really. You know, he has no choice now. He has to pit. His hand is being forced.
Yeah.
The problem is, Chief, that he's got a Desi and Tuge and Jonty and Junoman and Justin and Dan. And I know I excluded Fleur there. Fleur is a quick driver, but he's not at the pace of these guys, with respect to him. So Lawrence is going to have such a job, like, you know, trying to get up and catch these. And Dan the man, please avoid the safety car. Stay away. You don't want another meme made of you. You don't want another gift, Dan. You don't want another Cokefield effect.
Yeah.
The safety car.
And the safety car here can be bugged, as we saw yesterday. It decided to stay out for one more lap, even though it said safety car in this lap, which threw the race into chaos. But thankfully, we did eventually get underway. And I wonder, we'll keep an eye on the safety car this in this race. It might see if it goes the same way.
In saying that, I absolutely love how much distance Dan the man is keeping that safety car. Once bitten, twice shy.
Yep. He's using the full 10 car quota, isn't he?
Yeah, right. It's like in Rocket League. I don't know if you played it, Chief, but lots of people have. It's like in Rocket League when you get the rumble mode and you get the magnet, and you activate the magnet and it just pulls you towards the ball. So the safety car is the ball, and the man's got a magnet on him. I was going to say a potential disaster. I was going to say it sucks him, you know. Why is there an Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas? Did you see that?
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
What's that all about? Imagine being so rich you can buy your own your own Eiffel Tower.
Would you want one though? Like, it would be a bit of a pain, wouldn't it?
Rust.
Imagine cleaning it.
Huh?
Imagine cleaning it.
Cleaning it would be a nightmare. Can you imagine changing a light bulb on it? You see how many bulbs are in that second thing?
Yeah. There's a lot of downsides to having an Eiffel Tower, man.
Man, I remember many years ago when I went for New Year's, and if anyone has never been, I urge you to go to Paris. Only during New Year's. Oh, I just avoid the bits. But in New Year's it's fantastic because the big countdown. You can stand up on those buildings. I think there's a famous building there. I think it might even be the permanent buildings of France. But you stand up and you get a good distance, and they cover the Eiffel Tower in these special lights. And whenever the countdown happens, you know, 5, 4, 3, or 5, 4, 3, or 2, and then the fireworks go off, and the Eiffel Tower just it just glitters. It's amazing. It just flashes with lights all over the place, and there's a spotlight like Batman calling out for Batman across the sky. It's such an experience. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, trying to change the light bulb, no thanks. But the thing I was going to say was, whenever I was up on it, Chief, before that, it was late in the evening, and I remember we got to the second level, and we looked down, and I was like, what's all those flashing lights down there? And I was reliably informed that there were actually people from Japan. There was a busload of people from Japan. I do really like to take pictures. They were taking photos, and it looked like, you know, glittering lights. There were so many photos. It was crazy.
Yeah, I've actually been up the top of the Eiffel Tower, and my Eiffel Tower story is that whenever I went to school, we had a French teacher, and she asked, has anyone been up the Eiffel Tower? I said, me. She said, how far did you go? And I went right to the top. And she was like, no, you didn't. The top isn't open. You can only go so far up. And I was like, well, I definitely went to the top. And she made me stand up in front of all my classroom and basically say I didn't go to the top of the Eiffel Tower. But I did. And to this day, it still haunts me, man.
Well, the city car in this lap, you can get to the top of the Eiffel Tower, but it's only accessed via a lift.
Mm-hmm.
And there's usually a really, really long queue to get to it, which is why most people don't go up it. So that French teacher was wrong. You can get to the very top.
Yeah, I definitely took a lift up there, yeah. Because I know I was at the top because I remember the teacher saying don't spit off the top. And I remember spinning off the top of the Eiffel Tower. But anyway, let's get back to the race. Hopefully I didn't kill anybody. Sorry if I did.
So here we go. It's going to be a more than a sprint lap. It's going to be a flash to the end. When is Dan the Man going to floor it? Of course, he does have a lot of threat behind him on the softs. And Dan the Man has floored it. Here we go. It's a couple of laps down is all you need to get this race. Oh, he runs really deep. It's gone already for Dan in lap turn 1 already. But he manages the damage limitations and he holds on to P2. So thankfully he's recovered. Didn't lose too much, Chief. But yeah, all kicking off here, these soft runners.
Yeah, there's a lot of battle going on down the order as well. McKender, K. Lawrence, Tugay all involved in this battle. Desi as well. And it looks like K. Lawrence is losing out here. Oh, he's got the inside line, so he's stuck it in there. And yeah, he's dropped down to P9 for now, the two Merc guys. Now running P7, P8. And Danny Coe has dropped down the order again. So, oh, and there's been a contact with Tenari on the wall there, but they made it through successfully. Tenari up to P2. And we've got a yellow flag as well. Looks like Ryad maybe has caused an issue there. But we're under full course green conditions. Almost get me use my. Oh, Danny Coe going very wide. Oh my God, Danny Coe is in the wall, and there's a Mercedes in the wall. 2K. Oh my God.
Car, come on.
What is going on? What is going on, man? Danny Coe down to P8 as he got damage.
No, I think he just kept it out of the wall. It's just those tires, man.
Oh.
I think his tires are gone.
Oh,
yeah.
I see damage. I think I see damage on Danny Coe's car. Front right end plate. I think, if my eyes are not deceiving me, which they may well be. I might put my glasses on for this.
I gotta have a wee look here. He's coming past me near. Yeah, you are correct, Chief. Your eyes are still working fine. He has a front right end plate missing. Naturally, he won't pit for that. I wouldn't imagine he pit. Well, maybe he will actually.
Yeah, he's pulling in the pits. Yeah, I think that's probably the best call. I mean, front wing damage. For it to be visual damage, it's probably like dark yellow or orange damage. So I think, yeah, with his safety car as well. I mean, he's still got a chance of points, but obviously that probably takes him out of the running for the win. And we've got Justin staying out on those 5-lap old mediums. And I have to say, I mean, he's not on the best tire right now, but in a few laps' time, he might well be.
Well, you know, see, just about 2 or 3 corners before that incident, I was about to just interject and say that Justin is on a fantastic, or has a fantastic chance here, you know, to win this race, because those guys are battling quite hard and he was starting to make a bit of a gap. But then, of course, the safety car hits. He's on 5-lap mediums. Everyone behind him is on 4-lap softs. So they still will be proper rapid, and they are. It's like there's nothing to lose and everything to gain here now for all these guys, really, because I mean, with these fresh softs, well, reasonably, well, not even reasonably, they're almost half worn, wouldn't you say? On so few laps to go. I mean, the safety car will probably come in like this lap, because there has to be 2 laps of racing. So in fact, yeah, the safety car will probably come in this lap, if I'm right.
Yeah, and there's no DRS for the last 2 laps of the race, and that's what we're going to get, 2 laps of racing. So Justin, in not a dire situation here. I mean, if he's going to have to use a lot of ERS on these last 2 laps. In fact, of course, use all his ERS, as we will only have 2 laps of racing. But yeah, I think Justin is in not too bad a spot here, especially with the DRS not being activated. It does give him some bit of a breather as we're coming around the last part of the track onto the start-finish straight. And it's going to be interesting to see how Justin handles this restart. With Tenari, Flair, Jonty, Adesi, McKender, K. Lawrence, Tilda, Fox. I keep going down the order here, but yeah, all on fresh sauce behind Justin, all wanting to get ahead of him. So let's see how this goes. It looks like Justin's going to go quite late on this restart. And Tenari is keeping him honest, and it looks like he's underway. Yep, good start from him. Caught Tenari a little bit napping. 4/10 is the gap from P1 to P2, so Justin on a good run down to the first corner, and there is some moves going on behind. It looks like the Alpha of Fox gets past Tilda, and Icewind up the inside of both of them. Takes that move from 2 cars in 1 corner, and Icewind is already up the road. Ooh.
Tuna Man deploying here. You would say that on raw pace, you know, Justin definitely is quicker than Tuna Man, but of course he has got these softs. and we've got the battery deployment. It's going to be a huge. So Justin still is on the thread here, but I think I favour him. I think he'll probably do this, but Desi and Mac out of position, as you would say. As I said, that Mac is having a little sniff up the side here of Fleur and Alpha Ferrari deploying. Yeah, desperate positions here for Mac and Adesi, trying to get past these guys to get up to the real big points, and nothing happening so far.
Danny Coe, though, did make a few positions up there. He's up to P10, so he's got himself in the points as Tilda goes flying into the wall from wing damage, but we're not going to have a safety car. We are on the last 2 laps of the race, so Tilda is out of a chance of winning points here. But let's go up front again. Justin trying to break that DRS on the long straight, and it looks like he's going to be leading this last lap, or on to the last lap anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Desi really... Oh, Jonty clips the wall. Surely that means Desi's going to get past. Jonty is flashing. He's used his deployment. Desi switches up to P3. Tunaman has got 35%. Justin's actually doing well with his battery deployment here, so he's in a fantastic position. This will be an incredible performance by Justin. I always say it, do not discount Justin. He's got such consistency over a race distance. You can never discount him. As Eagle and Joel are wheel banging each other further back until he comes into the pits. Lawrence passing Fleur, Chief, but then Fleur going late on the brakes, trying to get the Lawrence back, but no good.
Yep.
Lawrence up to P6, yeah.
McKenna as well, he's fighting Jonty, he's going around the outside, and Jonty, he's just got his car ahead enough to take that position. Adesi as well, on an absolute flyer here. He knows his time's running out, he's running out of track as well. Tenari as well, 6/10 behind Justin. I think Justin might do this, unless he has an issue coming out of this last corner onto the long straight, really the last chance. And Danny Coe as well, up to P7. So a lot of positional changes on this last lap of the race, but we're going to look at the front because that's where all the action is going to happen on this last part of the track. We're going into sector 3. Looks like Justin is far enough ahead on the long straight. Tenari using all his ERS, and he's used it all up already actually, and Justin as well used up all his ERS, but I think he's got it done. He's comfortably into the lead going into the last part of the track, and McKender up to P4, gets past K Lawrence but goes almost into the wall to get that moved on, but thankfully does not damage his car, and he's on this long straight, or sorry, start finish straight, as Justin actually crosses the line. And
Desi just pips Tunaman at the last minute there, Chief.
Oh my word, Desi was flying in those last 2 laps, man. That was rapid. K Lawrence P4, McKender P5, Jonty P6, Danny Coe all the way up to P7. I think he was effectively last after that last safety car issue. Flair P8, the Iceman back in the points, P9, Ryad some way, somehow, P10 for him, and Eagle goes Fox, Jewel, Tilda. Oh, and Fox actually DNFs, so he will not finish this race.
What a fantastic performance by Justin. You have to give him credit. That was an amazing job. He didn't get pole. Then there was that incident that happened to him that he fell back onto the grid. He was fighting people, getting hit left, right, and centre, and the safety car came out, and just when you thought that it was all over, another safety car came out, gave him a fantastic opportunity. He still had a bit of pressure there with those guys on those fresh softs, but man, he doesn't make it easy for himself, but he just delivers, man. When it comes, he delivers. So fantastic performance by Justin.
Yep, good stuff from him, and apologies for the camera work there. There was so much action going on, and I kind of lost where I was on the track, but yeah, we have ourselves a race winner, and it's Justin Aerts with a phenomenal win at Las Vegas, our first time in Tier 1 at Las Vegas, so he takes the first win. And yeah, what a performance from him. Thought he was out after that first issue he had in the race, but no, he held it nicely, and there we go. P1 to Justin, P2 Desi, P3 Tenari, and K Lawrence actually P4 for him, not bad. McKender P5, Jonty P6, Danny Coe P7, Flair, Iceland, and actually it's saying here Eagle Ghost takes P10. I would have said Ryad there on the other screen, but apparently it is Eagle Ghost takes that as Ryad dropped down the order. So good job from Eagle Ghost there, and Iceland as well. Somehow I thought he was out of the race. I thought he was gonna retire and just leave Las Vegas with with no points, but he gets 2 points for his efforts today. So good stuff from those guys.
Yeah, man. I thought Justin was out of it too. After those incidents, and given the nature of the track and the people in front of him, it's. Oh, then also on Icewind as well. I mean, the man was really struggling. It seemed to be, and he still gets himself points. So, just a great job overall, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, it might not be the best race to actually drive, but to commentate, I actually did enjoy that quite a lot.
Actually, did I surprisingly.
Yeah, it's always like new track. I mean, there's so many unknowns. But as we've seen all this week, safety car galore, and safety cars do tend to promote some close racing, and we certainly got that today. Yeah, let's have a look. I'm just trying to get my stuff together here as we head over to the interview booth, and hopefully we've got a few guys in the interview. Oh yeah, we have Mexico City fan ready to go. Let's go. We'll bring him in. So, Kay Lawrence, as you're known on track, welcome to the commentators booth. Home track.
Thank you.
Home track for you today. I know it's not your home state, but how did you feel about Las Vegas going into this one? And were you? Yeah, I mean, there was so much to talk about in this race, but we were looking at your tire strategy. You were on hards at the end. Maybe if there wasn't any more safety cars at one point, it looked like you might have been favored to win. But yeah, just talk us through from your point of view. How did you interpret that race?
Oh, it's about as close as I'm gonna get to a home race because I'm up in Washington. We had the state below me. Oregon has a border with Nevada, and that's where Las Vegas is. But anyway, not to bore you with that. Honestly, I just didn't have any expectations for that race, to be honest. I kind of came in. I made something that was fairly low downforce. The traction was kind of a miss for me there, but yeah, I kind of came in with no expectation. Just tried to have a clean race, and I think one or two breaks go my way. I might have been on the podium there in the end, but just weren't meant to be with the timing of the safety car. I didn't think I was going to be able to win from that hard. I was expecting them to all catch me. I was just trying to run my race as best I could, wait for a safety car to happen, hope have one happen in my pit window. If it had come out 5 seconds earlier or 5 seconds later, would have been in the money. But I rolled a die, came up snake eyes. So
Yeah, well, you're in Vegas. You have to roll the die, bro.
absolutely. That's the epitome of Vegas, eh?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of drivers going into this were a bit wary about Las Vegas. Didn't really enjoy it when they were practicing. I mean, what was your thoughts on it? Were you enjoying the racing or the driving part of it, or were you just like, couldn't wait till it's over?
Closest thing we're ever going to get to a NASCAR plate race in Formula One. I thought Silverstone and Jeddah was bad, but the Strip, if you're not in the pack, you're not staying with them. And
Yeah.
I was struggling on the brakes too, but that's another thing. That's just I just wasn't comfortable on the brakes. I think later on I felt better. The hards didn't feel great. I was actually going to try to do medium soft if we just had a green flag to green flag race. That's why I started on the medium. I was like the only person in the medium in like the top 10, I think.
Yeah.
If somebody would tell me, I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of riding around trying to get some comfort with the brakes. Never really came in until the end of the race, so
Well,
yeah, I mean, tried to make it what I could.
there was a really scary moment early on for you, Cody, whenever you seen the Williams of Justin fly down
Yeah.
past you. But I was actually on board with that, and it just looked like Justin just completely missed, or I think the break point came up too quick on him, and he missed it, and he actually got out really early to avoid you, thankfully. But I
Yeah,
would say that was a scary moment for you.
yeah. No, I saw it pretty early on. Like he clearly was just he lost the breaking point in the I would say in the sun, but it ain't sunny out in Vegas. So we have the race. I'd say lose it in the sun. Maybe lost it in the moonlight. But I've done that before, so I can't. He very quickly made a decision to try to miss me, so I kind of read that and I saw that in my mirror and was able to make the adjustment accordingly. But it did cost me a position. But I'm not like I'm not feeling so bad about it. I'd want to report it. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but I've done that before too. So I can't. It would be the pot calling the kettle black if I complained about it because I have made that mistake before.
Yeah, well, it was great to see. I mean, we definitely enjoyed watching that race, and hopefully you had a lot of fun racing in that race as well. But P4 for you, Cody, very good, and hopefully see you next week. Appreciate you taking the time to join us in the commentators booth as well, and yeah, we will. For sure speak soon. I'm sure.
We'll see. We'll see. NASCAR plate races are usually pretty fun to watch, I would say, and that was like I said, the epitome of one if we're ever gonna get one. So
Yeah, sign me up.
yeah,
Sign me up.
there you go. Get on iRacing again. Get on iRacing again. Get in there. Get in there. Get stuck in. All right. Thank you for having me, guys.
Good
Appreciate
job,
it.
Corey.
You too, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to
And
admit, I don't actually know what a NASCAR plate race is.
no, I don't either, but I'm guessing it's very close racing with armored cars from the sounds
Is
of
that
it.
that? Is that that where they like just like bumper to bumper all the
I
way
think
around the
so.
track?
I think so. Yeah.
And how they call it plates?
Yeah. We'll have to look it up afterwards and educate ourselves. But
Yeah.
until then, we will have a word with our race winner, Justin. Hey, how are you? And well done on the win today, man.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you.
Lots to talk about, lots of talking points for this race. Uh, I want to ask you though, like you do, as far as I'm aware, you do listen to the stream while racing. So what is that like whenever you're racing and you have likes of me and Bob like basically talking about different strategy? Are you kind of like using that to figure out what you're going to do, or are you set on what your strategy is, and we're just two guys rambling in the background?
I don't have the stream on while I'm racing. I only keep it on like during formation lap, out laps, or safety
Okay.
car periods. But still, it's still a pretty decent advantage to see the entire grid and listen to what you two are saying. It's
Yeah,
entertaining too.
yeah. So getting to the race, I mean, obviously it didn't go your way initially. It didn't look like you were going to do too well, or at least you weren't going to contend for the win. But those safety cars changed everything, and it seemed like you made the right call when it mattered. So yeah, just talk us through each safety car and what your thinking was.
I never made it easy for myself this race. Is one point I
Yeah.
should call out. Even my final Q3 lap, I bottled 2/10, so that was that. And then obviously what happened with Cody, where I decided to go a bit deep, I guess you can say. Um, the breaking points rendering late, and then his name tag blocking it while I was on the right didn't help. But yeah, like you said, the first safety car helped out. For some reason, I didn't acknowledge how OP the Slipstream DRS effect was, so I was very much chill on my ERS at the restart. That's not what everyone around me had in mind, so I very quickly found myself in 7th or 8th or whatever. And then the strategy call with what's the word? Overlapping? No, not overlap. Overcut. Danny and stuff like that. Put a spanner in the works. And then second safety car, I find myself in second place behind Danny. And I actually don't realize up until the restart, I was actually incredibly underfueled because
Okay.
the tactic in this game is to hold down the brakes and then hold the accelerator at the same time to warm up the tires.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that I actually set myself to negative 0.20 fuel.
Okay.
So so
Jesus.
yeah, and luckily this track is pretty good on fuel. If anything, you actually gain fuel over the lap. But at that restart, I had to try and save as much fuel as I could, but I was still only 0.10, like negative 0.10. And then Danny went off. I thought he was letting me by or something, and then I tried and lift and coast the entire way. But had that last safety car not have come out, I probably wouldn't have been able to push, and Tenari probably would have gotten me.
Oof.
Yeah, and see the last safety car as well. Obviously, you were the only guy after all those pit stops played out. You were the only guy out on mediums. Now they were fairly fresh mediums, but everybody behind was obviously on fairly fresh softs. At that point, were you thinking like I can still win this, or were you thinking it's over? These guys are just going to rob me of this win?
At the first safety car, I thought it was over, because they had fresher softs and I had fresh mediums. But I knew that their quality tires would be at about 4 or 5%,
Yeah.
but that would, the pace advantage would still be there up until about 15%. And then at the restart, when we actually had somewhat decent pace compared to the softs, and then I knew that they would have burnt a lap worth of wear on their softs. I had a feeling I could maybe do it, but I didn't expect it to be, how do I say, easier than I thought it would be. I thought I'd be like side by side and like in the slipstream and whatnot, but the mediums were a pretty good tire.
Yeah, I think the key there really was the fact that DRS was not activated for those last 2 laps, and
For sure.
yeah, you were able to manage that gap from P1 to P2 to such an extent that the long straight didn't really matter. Obviously, those guys caught up a little bit on that straight, but you were able to build a comfortable enough gap behind to take the win. So yeah, I mean, it's your first one of the season, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you're going into this one. You were tied with Danico on 27 points. Obviously, you got full whack of points for this one. Tino didn't race today as well. You finished ahead of all the guys ahead of you in the championship, so looking good for that one from that aspect. And obviously, Danico having a bit of an issue today as well. So yeah, that title hunt is back on. Bigger than ever. I'm running in round 4 of 11. So how you
Yeah,
feeling? Go ahead, Bob.
sorry, Chief. No, I interrupted your question there, but I was just doing a quick math. And I reckon this will promote Justin up to maybe second or third in the leaderboard from fifth, if my math is correct. Because I know Tunari didn't finish very high after his issues, and Dan the Man finished seventh, so that's a big gap between him and Justin, and they were equal points. Mac also finished further back as well, still in the points. Like, I think the only man that finished, with good points really in comparison would be Adesi. He finished P2, I think that is. So I have a feeling Justin might actually be P2 in the leaderboard after this.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I also have +2 points from a penalty I got removed in Imola, and I'm pretty sure I finished ahead of
yes.
Tunari as a result in Imola too. So not sure.
There may be someone, I don't know if there is or not, but there might be someone might take issue with the rejoin afterwards. Some people were questioning that I've seen, but alas, nothing as of yet, Justin. So it should be a pretty good result for you. No reports, no penalties, and 25 points in the bag, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Yep. Stellar race for me today. That one's gonna feel good, and it's the first Vegas race in Tier 1. So you take that crown. So forever cementing the name Justin in the I was gonna say annals of SLR history. Jesus.
But today is a perfect example of what I often say about Justin. I know I said a few seasons ago, kind of messing around because I know you're a Max fan, but I said he's kind of like the Hamilton of SLR, because like you just do not discount Justin. He's always there. Maybe he doesn't get pole, might not get always get the fastest lap, but he's always there around third, second, fifth, somewhere around there. And I mean, today is a perfect example of, like, no matter how much he gets beat, let's say, beaten on track, hit back, and I seen there's quite a RG-bargy going between. I think it was when you were fighting Jaunty as well, like, and you still win. That's surely that will put a precedent or a marker down for everyone else, saying, like, that you can how can I put this? When you're put into the depths of battle and when you're discounted, you can still fight back to get the P1. So I mean, you're here to fight, you're here for this title, and I mean, I think today is a real testament of your grit and your determination to win.
I appreciate it. That means a lot.
Yeah, you've given a big head, which is not aerodynamic, so you're not going to lose the title. But anyway, yeah, Justin, thanks for gracing the commentator's booth. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure to speak to yourself, and we will, I'm sure, speak to you soon in the following races. So appreciate it, and speak later. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Okay, and I think that wraps it up. We've got all our yeah. It's a shame we don't get more Finnish drivers in for interviews. Always enjoy speaking to the Finnish boys, but it can be a bit shy on it sometimes. But yeah, what a race, Bob. I mean, we had it all there. Might have even had the full quota of safety car. Maybe it was 4, maybe, but we definitely had a lot of safety car action today.
Well, I generally find, Chief, that all the races that we've watched or commentated on this season have been exciting. Every single one of them has thrown up drama. I think actually a lot of them do go to the end. It's a very, very tight Tier 1 that we've got. It's really exciting Tier 1, and I'm enjoying it. On the Finns too, I always enjoy when the Finns come on, because I've said in chat, and I don't mess around when I say it, I actually love Finland and Finnish people. I think they're hilarious. They're so unique, their character. I just really find them enjoyable to speak to. It is a shame that we don't get them on more often because, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there would be lots of people like to hear from them, specifically McKender. I
Yeah.
will get him on comms at some point in my life.
Yeah, we're working on it. That is something. Hopefully this season we'll get McKender in VC. Yeah, like I said, Desi and Tanari as well, and there's a few other Finnish guys who have yet to speak to. But looking forward, we've done Las Vegas out of the way. That's round 4. Round 5 is Hungary, which is always an interesting race. Very different from Vegas. Very tight, twisty, technical track. And really only one overtaking spot really on that start finish straight, so it's all about driver skill and pace basically. Track position is key for that one, so that's next week. And then we've got Brazil. We've got a lot of very interesting tracks coming up. Like we're back at the United States for round 7 in Austin, Singapore round 8, Italy Monza round 9. We get a Christmas break, and then it's Mexico City and Japan is the grand finale. So yeah, a lot of great action to look forward to. But for now, I think we're going to wrap it up. And once again,
Yeah.
say thanks to the guys for watching the stream and supporting us all the way.
Just before you wrap it up, Chief, because you know you probably want to hop off. See, for Austin, I'm going to make a prediction today, right? I predict if Cody races, he'll win Austin.
Ooh,
He is
okay.
really, really good at Austin.
Yeah, I wonder why. I thought Mexico would have been his like standout track, but yeah, I think he has a few actually. To be honest with you, he's a few standout
Yeah.
tracks from what I've seen. But yeah, good call on that. We'll look forward to the return to the USA. But next week Hungary, and we're definitely looking forward to that one. Based on what we've seen here today, we'll have an updated drivers' championship standings, which is getting very spicy now that we're heading towards the middle point of the season. And we, of course, will be back next week for more action. Tier 3, Tier 2, Tier 1. But for now, it's goodbye from me and Bob, and we will speak to you again very soon. Stay posted, and good night.